Am I not what you were expecting?
Nope.
What if I squint really hard?
Yes.
Shut up.
Sorry.
You should be.
I am.
It's true. I am from the mainland. I live in that circus across the pond sometimes. It's not near as cool as you guys here in Taipei. Give it up for yourselves. It's a beautiful city. Be proud of yourselves. Something about living in the mainland is really cool. One of them is the people. Like, I went to a small tourist town, and the people there were really sweet. There was this old lady, she was walking down the street like this. Then she hunched over and she went. And I thought, oh man, maybe I should help her. And then she went. She was okay. I was wearing this funny hat walking down the street. People would stare at me while they're walking, like walk out to the middle of the street. An entire tour group got taken out. It was by their own driver. He had just dropped him off and he was busy staring at me while he was pulling away. Being stared at is something I'm kind of weary of being in China. Another thing is electronics there. Like, I went to go buy a cell phone. And when I asked the lady, I was like, how long will it last? She was like, you mean like battery life? I was like, no. She's like, you mean like how long before it breaks? I was like, no. She's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, how long will it last before it gets stolen? Having things stolen in the mainland is something you have to worry about more than like Taipei or back home. There's a few other things as well. One is stepping in a pile of dog or human poo while you're walking on the sidewalk. Another is getting run over from behind by a silent electric ghost scooter at night on the sidewalk with no light on. And another is constantly thinking that we let ourselves go because when we go clothes shopping, the only clothes we can fit are a triple extra large. My personal biggest fear, though, is turning into a pedophile. Hear me out on this. It's because kids there have these pants with no crotch in them. So you can just squat down and go to the bathroom anywhere they want. Now, I never oogled kids' private parts back in Canada. But I can't help it on the mainland, because they are everywhere. True story. I was at a trendy art district in Shanghai, and a kid just squatted on the floor in the middle of a store and started peeing. Now, I expected the family to get upset. But instead the grandma was like, "Jiayo, jiayo." I could use that kind of encouragement when I drink baijiu. Do you guys have that here? The Chinese white wine? Yeah, it's horrible, right? If you never drink it, this stuff actually isn't really alcohol. It's poison. One of the side effects of it is that it makes you feel like you're drunk. So I don't know about you, but the day after I drink baijiu, I don't feel like I need water and relaxation. I feel like I need a doctor. I think I'm better off drinking Febreze because it'll clean out my insides. It'll make my breath and my farts smell better. And unlike baijiu, it comes in 3 delicious flavors. I think that the taxi drivers in the mainland, they must be drinking a lot of baijiu. Because they drive crazy. Like, they will do any maneuver whatsoever if the road is bumper-to-bumper traffic. But they won't do anything if it's clear. I was driving late one night in the left-hand lane. stopped at a red light. I wanted to make a somewhat illegal right turn. So I'm like, sure, Fu, could you just make a right turn right there? He's like, nope. I was like, why? He's like, there's no one to cut off. I think that the taxi drivers in the mainland have a competition to see who can have the most impressive trip. One will be like, I drove from one side of the city to the other, crossing the wrong side of traffic 5 times, sped up towards a concrete barrier right before I cut off another car without honking or signaling. Drove with the windows all the way down in the middle of winter the entire time. And it only took 10 minutes. Next guy went up on me and be like, yeah? Well, I drove from the airport all the way to the far side of town. Won a game of chicken with a honking bus. Drove with one hand, because the other hand was wiping down the condensation on the front windshield, because I would not turn on the defrost in winter. While I smoked 4 packs of cigarettes, and it only took 15 minutes. The most impressive driver would be like, yeah? Well, I had a taxi driver full of foreigners. And they spoke Chinese. They're pretty much the same all over the mainland, too. I know this because I used to live in a real Chinese city called Wuhan. It was not my favorite place. And I think I can sum it up in one story. I used to live on the 8th floor of an apartment building. And my friend used to live on the same apartment. So I was out on the balcony one day talking to him on the phone. I said, John, do you ever think that if you threw yourself face first over the balcony, on a sharp, spiky fence down at the bottom, you could just end it all right there? And he paused for a second. He was like, Brian, I know exactly which fence you're talking about. So I think he thought the same thing. I went to a Taiwanese nightclub the other day, and the Taiwanese girls were beautiful. Give it up for them.
Woo! Yeah. Welcome to Taiwan.
That's right, you know they're sexy. The way Taiwanese guys and girls meet each other at the nightclub is really interesting. The girl will be dancing, and some Taiwanese guy will walk up all nonchalant and just stand behind her.
True.
Right where she's shaking her butt. Now, if you did this back home, the girl would be like, oh my God, creeper, what are you doing? Instead, this girl, she turned into like a cat. And found a rubbing post. It just went crazy. Her back arched, she started meowing like, and all of a sudden, 2 other Taiwanese guys appeared on the other side of him. And they stood there exactly the same way, trying to nudge each other out of the way for who's going to be the new cat girl's rubbing post. It's okay, though. I got her in the end. I gave her some catnip. And I tricked her into following me all the way home by chasing a laser pointer and pointing at the ground. Being a white guy in Asia can be weird, man. Especially on the mainland. I think that the mainland is actually an ugly, socially maladjusted white guy's heaven. Because the girls don't care about having fun or social skills. They prefer an uglier guy because they think he's easier to marry. And they think that all white guys have money. So basically, what I'm saying is, I am living the dream! Hey guys, I'm Brian. You're awesome, Taipei. Thank you.